Well.
Lauren, I need proof from you, okay? I'm gonna show you this. Okay? This is the cover photo. Okay?
Okay.
This is the cover photo.
So how do you get the place?
Oh, I think I saw you taking that picture. If I'm not mistaken.
I cannot. That's so funny.
On damping and red.
Of course I do.
Retest.
Let me take a thing.
I also already did the pods.
What?
Already did the pods.
Good job.
Yes. I'm getting all the extra credit.
I need that photo to be the cover. I don't give two shits. It was originally just in the post. Now just to piss her off, make it in the cover. When you go low, I go low. First off, this is why I'm pissed. I wanted her to take photos with me, but she didn't want to. She didn't want to do any work. And then you want to try and delete my work?
Yeah, that's kind of messed up.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Are you that hurt off by a fucking sophomore that you have to delete her off of the face of the earth?
Oh, yeah.
They were actually kind of.
Oh, you got photos?
I'll just send it to you personally.
I cannot with immature people.
How did you get free?
That's my team.
How does Mario get it for free? Mario will get it for free, that's fine.
He's righteous.
Martin's also part of the military. I'll take the button. I'll find the usual tomorrow.
Usually literally just about a skin. Two granola, bro.
I know that.
Two granola, bro.
One gummy.
Two granola.
Martin, last time it was within 1 minute of me posting it that she deleted that photo.
A minute?
A minute. So, we're gonna see.
You know,
Alright, I'm checking in, here we go.
USB-C is
just like, just.
Thank you. Yeah.
Is it the settings out?
It was so much fun. So much fun.
With the same rush lock.
Oh, you click log?
Yes. Yes, I did.
When lock fight is the best
Yeah, it was loads of fun.
2 weeks ago.
Dude, I had to go over this so many times with Wyatt because I kept messing it up.
But I will buy that hoodie though.
I think, like, if you look at the side, Whiteout's like thicker.
How much I got paid to
More points for that.
Mr. Maynard.
Yeah.
I got no.
Awesome. Thank you.
Cool. They look pretty.
No, Mr. Cal.
I have a polo jacket.
When I saw you on that, I saw you on the Baxton account.
What?
I saw you on the Baxton account.
Fuck off. I hate you.
I say that's just my phone.
Dude, I'm not even kidding. I think I took 50 takes.
Dad joke for today.
It's fine.
And if you look at the
Thursday.
video, my eyes twitching from how stressed I was.
Why was the hunter arrested while making his breakfast?
Cause he's
He assassinated the yolk.
That's a good one.
Why did the hunter get arrested for?
Why was the hunter arrested while making his breakfast?
He made poached egg.
Oh,
You
it's
made
close.
poached
He did
eggs.
what?
He made poached egg.
He was poaching his eggs.
Oh!
I wasn't sorry, I grew up.
okay. You're on my team. You're on my team when you want a lab done.
Ouch. Got some shade up in this place.
Where's
Alright, yes, so we have
Dude, that girl goes through it every
two
single
more
week.
weeks left in the third quarter. So let me review with you what else we have planned here. So today is actually a short lesson and there's no quiz, so you're welcome. On Monday we'll have our last lesson of the third 9 weeks. That's on the Doppler effect, so super cool stuff there. Wednesday lab. Friday will be our last chapter test. On all things waves and sound and a little bit of light that we talked about as well. And then on the next Tuesday, so this is the last week before spring break, Tuesday we have our project work day, and then our Thursday is the project. We've got our retests as well, because I remember we didn't have a retest yet for the A4 section, or for the A4 test on rotational stuff, and of course the retest for the most recent tests, the electricity and magnetic, the electric and magnetic field test, which we will be giving on either one day or one on each day. Not really sure yet, but it's in like a week now. So, speaking of the retest, remember, we gave you updated review guides, so if you wanted to do them in preparation for the retest, D23,
D-A-N-A.
you can do that. You can have either the old review guide done or the new review guide done. I just need one of those done in order to take the retest.
That's how you spell our name.
Okay, so there you go. Also, with the project,
D-A-I-N-A.
so I am a little behind
You're so right.
on my grading. I still need to grade all of my IAs
It's
for
not my
my
first.
IB class. So I'm going to deem the project optional for the third 9 weeks. Okay. And you're welcome. So that means that you can do it if you want, or if you don't do it, it doesn't count against you. Okay. I will even offer the whole, even if you do the project and you don't get a good grade on it, I'll just pretend like you didn't turn it in.
Oh,
So, it is a risk-free project. Remember, the project is worth 100 points, just like a test grade. So, a sizable amount of points up for grabs at the end of the quarter. Seniors turned in their papers for class. Yes. I'm a what? No, I'm Cuban. Yeah,
You're cute.
half Cuban. My mom's Cuban.
That's super.
She came over when she
Honestly,
was
kind of surprising.
right about the time Castro started first to come into power. Actually, my grandparents were like part of the Cuban elite. So, like they went to parties at Castro's house. So they were like in the money, but they left it all when they saw where things were going. They're like, we're gonna get out of Dodge. So they came over to the. Huh? Yep. So now I have never been to Cuba because it's really difficult. At least for the last, most of my life, it's been difficult to actually go there as a visitor. Now, technically, I do have family there, but I don't even speak good Spanish, so it would be like there would be no purpose for me to go. So, but I have met some of my Cuban cousins that live in Miami, and they are a hoot. Like, I love those guys. They are so much fun. Yeah. But yeah, so but yeah, I really enjoyed dancing with the Filipino kids. It was awesome. So yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Yes, so super fun stuff. I think I did all of our announcements. So short lesson for today, so let's go ahead and get started. Talking about damping, oscillations, and resonance. So kind of stepping a bit back to when we talked about oscillations, but we'll kind of tie it into the waves as well. So here we go. No, so when we talked about oscillations before, like mass on spring, pendulum, we just assumed that the amplitude kind of stayed constant as it goes along, assuming that there's no like air resistance or friction between the mass and the surface that it's oscillating on. But in reality, we saw that our pendulums did decrease amplitude over time, and our masses on springs did slow down, or not really slow down, but they were oscillating at a smaller amplitudes as time passed. So there is this inherent dampening effect where we have some sort of resistive force. Typically, it's like friction with the surface or air friction, something like that. Okay, so just like if we go to the park and we get on a swing. So we get on a swing, we take it back, so we're displacing it from its equilibrium point. So we give it a certain amplitude, and we let our feet go, and we let the gravity take us away. Now, if we do nothing to keep us swinging, we will quickly find that we're not really having a whole lot of fun, right? Because the amplitude is going to decrease as it swings back and forth. So this is what we call under damping or light damping. Okay. So if there is no damping, then our graph would kind of look like that, where the amplitudes would all be the same as time passes. But with damping, it's a little different. Okay. So if this is a position time graph, and there are some good graphs in your book as well, but let's assume that we start the stopwatch when we are at the amplitude, and then we let go of our feet and we start moving. So we're going to start off here at the amplitude, and we're going to go down, but each time we oscillate, it reduces in amplitude. So we're losing energy as a result of the frictional forces inherent in the setup. So this is going to be our under damping or light damping. So we still see oscillations, but the amplitudes are decreasing each time. Okay, so under damping or light damping, same thing. Now there are two different other kinds of damping. Jordan.
Where you're referred to the under damping or light damping? Like, which one are you most likely referred to?
So I've seen the under damping more, but your book says light damping. Just know that they're synonymous. Okay, so then we have something called critically damped. Okay, so that's where we have an oscillation, but it quickly brings it back down to the equilibrium, as in it's not really letting it oscillate at all. Okay, so here's our example, car shock suspension systems. Okay, so the idea is if you are driving and you hit a pothole or something, then your car goes down. So that's the amplitude. And so you don't want your car to bounce because that would be kind of not as smooth ride as we want to have. Now, based on the type of car that you have, how good your suspension systems are, that may change how much damping we actually have. Like if you get a Lexus, okay? A Lexus is typically known for luxury and for a nice smooth ride. So, and naturally you're going to pay more for that type of experience. So a Lexus system of shock absorption would be better, would dampen it more than, let's say, a lower model of a car, like, Ford, Chevy, take your pick, okay? So the idea here, though, is we don't want it to bounce at all, but we want to bring it quickly back down to equilibrium so there's no oscillation at all. And then the third one is over-damped, or
Heavily damped?
heavily damped is what the book says, okay? So this is gonna be where we start off with an amplitude and it reduces it, but it really never comes back to its original spot. So the best example I can give you here is like, let's say at your house you got your main door, should front or back, doesn't matter, but then you've got screen door as well. Like when the weather's nice, you may have the front door open but the screen door closed so that the air can go through the house but the bugs stay out. Obviously we don't want the bugs inside. But imagine, so there's a spring system. The spring is supposed to close the screen door after you open it. So imagine you're going outside and you push open the screen door, it comes out, that's the amplitude, maximum displacement. But if the spring is maybe old or it needs to be tweaked or something, and let's say the door starts to swing back, but it doesn't close completely. So that would be an example of an over-damped system. It's not oscillating, but it also doesn't come back to its original position as well. So that would be an over-damped, where we have
Bless you.
we have too much resistance to the motion that it doesn't actually come back to its original state. Like the screen door doesn't completely close, it stays in the open position. So that would be an over-damped example. I'm sure there are more examples out there, but those are the things that I can think of first that would make the most amount of sense. Okay, so no math here, but just concepts that kind of goes with some graphing, which is cool too. Okay, so if that's damping, now let's talk about resonance. And swings are actually kind of the perfect example where we actually use both. We see damping in the swing because it reduces it a lot quickly, but then in order to fix the damping effect, what do we have to do? To keep on swinging, we got to apply force. How do you apply force when we're swinging?
In phase.
Push it. Swing your leg.
You
Put your legs up, down.
you kick, you do something with your body, right? What if you don't know how to swing? Like when you're young,
You're just stupid.
You kick your
You
legs
rely
out
on
of
your
phase.
mom.
then
push.
somebody has to push you, right? Yeah.
That's right.
So
You're
when my kids were young, they asked me to push them on the swing, okay? And so they would be on the swing, I would take them back, so that's the initial amplitude, and then I would give them a push, okay? Now, and again, when they were little, when you guys were little, you didn't know how to kick your legs and stuff until you actually learned. Now, of course, hopefully you know how to,
I still
do a
can't touch
swing.
the ground.
If not, that's okay.
Can't touch the
But
ground.
the idea here, though, is that the parents, okay, is gonna push the child, but do they push
What are
at
these
any
allegations?
part of the cycle?
They push in the.
Actually, they keep stupid allegations.
Are they continuously pushing as they
No.
move throughout.
No, let 'em-
Okay.
You push them like once they're at the top.
You do if they're
and
the
then
kid's
once
really
you come
young.
back.
So we push and then we let go, right?
Yeah.
And so they're gonna swing and then they'll swing back and then we push it again, right?
Mhm.
At the same part of the cycle, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're applying the force at the same frequency, the timing, as the natural rate of oscillation of the swing. So that's what we're doing resonance. Guys, can you do this at table? Thank you. I'm gonna have to put a sign on my door. Apparently the seniors don't
Is
read
it
the
the-
team's message.
Is it the last day for them?
No. I mean, so technically, Sunday's the last day to pay.
Can I come?
Are you a senior?
How many spots are there?
I can't
That's a
be.
no.
You don't gotta tell them.
So as of this morning, 20 more
I was gonna
spots left on the 4th bus. I really don't think, unless we get a whole lot of people to pay at the last minute, I don't think that we'll have the 5th bus. But we'll just
Also, that's why.
see what happens. So, but if we don't get enough students to fill the last bus may not go.
Also, that's why.
Universal Studios.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely coming.
It is an all-night party. Both parks are open from 7 to 2 a.m.
I'm staying there until 2 a.m.
It is so much fun. So when you guys are seniors, you can go too.
You don't gotta tell nobody that I'm not. I can be like a chaperone.
I'm pretty sure you have to be 18 or above.
Well, so technically it is just
Apparently,
seniors.
according to an adult, I look
Just
35.
not just Paxton. I mean, there's like 50 schools that show up to this thing. So there's like a lot of seniors that show up.
I remember
What's that?
somebody was telling me that they got in the line for the Velocicoaster last year and it took them like 3 hours to get all the way through it.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny.
It's
But we did this last
it's really not the chance for you to ride as many rides as possible because you're not going to do it. Teachers though, we get wristbands that we get to skip lines.
So I get a wristband. So I get a wristband.
Yeah. The perks of being a chaperone.
So this is why you're
So I guess I'm a chaperone.
Yeah. So even my adult kids at home that want to chaperone one day. So officially, the Duval County rule is you have to be 21,
I was close.
but the grad bash rules actually say they have to be 24. So they've got a.
Are you guys
bit of
allowed
time.
to drink while you're there?
Am I allowed to what?
Wow.
Get
No
drunk.
way.
Are you allowed to get wasted?
Yeah.
Like alcohol?
No, you're with kids.
No.
No way.
My mom with me all the time.
Technically, no, I'm just curious.
true. You wouldn't be driving.
I know.
So, I mean, I am of age to drink alcohol.
So
I choose not to drink alcohol
but
for many different reasons. But even if I did drink alcohol, I don't think they actually have any for sale there.
Beer.
During grad bash.
Universal Studios, 18 plus.
During normal business hours, when it's open to the public, yes, they have alcohol for sale.
Oh, bro, why do you know
this?
Universal is just wrong Disney.
Exactly.
That's
So,
literally what it
You
is.
definitely shouldn't go. Normally you don't go there for more than one day though. So normally, I don't think you wouldn't normally go for more than one day. Without having to drive. I don't think you can sell because you have to leave. You have to drive away.
Yeah, I go to the garden.
Tracy, I'll go time to go home.
See, I hate Disney.
Yeah, they call it.
Yeah,
that Euro test?
There's way too many people.
Interfered?
Yes. Alright, so
Oh yeah, I've seen you.
so the park opens at 7 p.m. for the grad dash, and then we leave at 2
Last
a.m.
time I went on a group that wasn't the one.
Yeah.
I went to main event.
The park.
And
Well, so-
my
so-
my
so
entire class
we-
started
So
stealing
let you go
from
in
You can't actually leave early.
Look at the
from
test.
the
like locked
prize
in.
center
Search the vlog.
because they didn't
So,
let us get
they
prizes.
open
So they said, all right,
it
we're
means
just
it's
gonna
2, takes about
So
half an
all
hour
these
for all of us
right?
to get
Yeah, no, we're not welcome
the
back.
buses. And then we come back home, we go
I
to
just
taxi.
don't-
Wait, so they
No.
genuinely just like lock you in, kinda?
Yeah.
I don't,
Like you are not allowed to leave unless you're with a chaperone and you've already set it up beforehand. Like it's
like you can't go to City Hall.
you are
That's
locked
for
in.
the alcohol.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The alcoholics.
Really, like one time I took acid.
You might have.
So expensive.
I hate when people are like are mad that they tried to.
So the last day of pay is
Like they're like, aren't you just a cheat? I'm like, yeah, you can do that too. They're like, are you not proud of yourself? I'm like, I'm proud when I look at my GPA. Like I see them having a 2.9 and I have a 3.6, and I'm like, you genuinely are gonna tell me right now whether not you have that GPA or you have my GPA.
I could use that as shit about life anyway. I'm just gonna get out of
So the
here.
sooner the
Oh,
better.
Orlando.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why people get.
What about you?
So for the
I
last
got moved up to 34.
34? What's your weighted?
12 years or so, it's been at Universal.
Wow, I'm
I
at
remember,
4.4.
so I've gone to Grad Bash for, let's see,
Same.
this is my
I'm like,
20th year here.
Bro, we can't have the
So
same
I've
class
probably
rank,
gone
bro.
maybe
Everything's
15 of the 20 years. I took a break
40.
in there.
No, what is your
Orlando
GPA?
need that.
And
4.0.
so there
I'm at a
was a time
4.43.
back in the early part of when I was working here.
That's my question.
So like maybe
I'm actually amazed.
2010
Kids who have the same class.
or so, around that
But they
time.
have different GPAs.
I know that there was at least one year that we went to Disney. So Disney actually had the Grad Bash. And it was Disney and Universal. And then when Disney dropped, Busch Gardens picked it up. And so now Busch Gardens and Universal both have
Bro,
graduation night type thing.
Let me see.
She deleted it.
Really what?
Oh my god.
That would be a cool place. But
Why
I
does
just
she?
don't
Why
think
don't?
that they
I
have
cannot.
enough, like ride attractions